our pleasure to welcome onto the show for the first time a man who I've said we reference a ton on this show.
Content contributor to the program without knowing it.
Yes. He's known as Big Game Boomer, as Jaron pointed out as we went to break. He has a name, too. It's John Whitaker.
Yeah.
John, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Happy to be here. First time in Provo.
Welcome.
I love
Great
it.
to have you. What do you think so far?
It's awesome. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at this backdrop. I mean, it's insane. I can tell you what, Big 12 fans are going to flock here once you guys are in the Big 12. Because, I mean, this is the trip. I mean, it's going to be awesome.
For sure. All right, John, you have mastered lists and hit the hearts and minds of college football fans nationwide.
Some positively, some egging them on.
This is what happens.
Awesome.
This is what happens when you make lists.
There's no bias.
The good and the bad. Okay?
Just like our program.
When did this process start for you?
So it started, I had never used Twitter until like November of 2020.
Okay.
Really had just got on, started kind of trash talking with fans. Once the season was over in 2021, I started just making these lists. And I'm an OU guy, so I made a list that was schools that have more wins than Texas over the last 10 years. Kind of just trolling Longhorn fans, and that just kind of took off, went viral. And ever since then, I just one idea after another, and I had like 50 followers in November of 2020, and it's just blown up. I mean, my articles or my lists just show up, on Sports Illustrated and USA Today. I mean, it's wild.
That is wild.
It's been crazy, and I'm loving every second of it.
Okay, so we've seen the list and we use them because we're a daily show during summer. We love it, especially in May, June, and July.
Yeah, they give fans stuff to talk about. It's not right. I mean, it's my opinion.
Yes.
And it makes for a great debate on atmospheres, players. I mean, everything. It's
now
fun.
if BYU was low on these lists, you're not on the program. Okay. BYU's high on the list, and Utah's low typically.
Yeah.
But it's also like, is it Ole Miss or Mississippi State that you have it out for as well?
Right now, well, it just depends. Right now, it's Ole Miss because I rank like student sections and stuff, and I don't know if you guys saw the game last week. The student section was empty at halftime, but the Grove is packed. Everyone's having a good time down there. So right now, it's Ole Miss. It kind of varies which fan bases are enjoying my content and which fan bases hate me. I mean, it changes on a 24-hour basis.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Big Game Boomer John Whitaker is on BYU Sports Nation. You mentioned you're an OU guy.
Yeah.
Did you go to school in Norman?
Yes. Yeah, I went to OU, graduated 2014. So I'm an OU fan. So I'm hurt that we lost to Kansas State last week.
Yeah.
That was not fun. But yeah, I'm an OU guy.
Did you hate BYU in 2009 when the Cougars won in Dallas?
Yeah. I mean, what was that? That was the Sam Bradford game when he got hurt. Yeah. Yeah. I did. But man, what got me on the BYU and the fan base and everything was I picked BYU to beat Utah last year. I didn't think Charlie Brewer was the right quarterback for their system.
You had seen him at Baylor.
Yeah, I saw him at Baylor, and so I picked them to BYU to win. And Utah fans were just like, "Oh, you're an idiot. You're crazy. You're like blah blah blah. We've won 8 years in a row," and BYU won. And ever since then, I've had a pretty good relationship with BYU fans.
One pick over Utah will do it.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame you guys aren't playing them this year. Utah had to go down to Florida and lose when they should have been playing in the Holy War.
Yeah, they should have lost a game in Salt Lake to BYU instead. That would have been nice, and that would have been a great game. I mean, that would have been a top 15 game, top 20 game early. That would have been nice.
I know some people are still holding out some just inkling of hope that a bowl game happens.
We had that in 2015 where they said, "Hey, we're not going to play for 2 years," and they didn't in 14, and then in 15 they met in a bowl game. So it was only 1 year.
Hopefully it happens this year.
Okay, so walk us through sort of what these lists have meant, because now you started like a podcast and
I've got
more going on, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a podcast. Me and my little brother just kind of started it up. It's kind of gaining traction. I mean, we do one every week. I mean, I don't have time. It's just called the Big Game Boomer podcast. I've had Power 5 coaches on the show, like Shane Beamer and Jed Fish from Arizona.
That's pretty good.
Jed Fish is a great guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy. I like seeing Arizona improving. But yeah, it's kind of just for fun, and we're having a good time with it. But it's for college football fans. I mean, if they want to check out good content, you check out the podcast.
Where do you see this thing evolving and developing?
Man, if I'd have told you 2 years ago that I'd be sitting here, with you guys, I would have told you you're crazy. So I'm just kind of enjoying the ride, man. It's been crazy. All the just connections I've made and everything. I mean, it's just kind of blown up into a college football. I mean, people like, my name's John Whitaker, but everyone calls me Big Game Boomer.
Like, that's your name.
Yeah, like if we went to Bam Bams and we're like, hey, this is John Whitaker, they'd be like, who? So they're like, Big Game Boomer. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so
that's you. That's
awesome.
your identity for sure
exactly.
with college football.
Okay, tell us about sort of how you're feeling about 2 years, we think, of OU and Texas in the Big 12, the new Big 12, and then the SEC and all that, and what the new Big 12 will look like, and maybe more teams from the Pac-12.
I like it. I mean, I think the Big 12 is set up better now without OU and Texas. I thought what was it, like 2017, 2016, when they were going to add, or talking about expanding, they should have added the schools that they added last year then, and maybe OU and Texas don't leave. But I think it's set for success. I mean, they went up and got probably the best 4, group of 5 teams, and expanding. If you can get the 4 corner schools, I know Colorado's is terrible right now, but I mean, it's going to be a great basketball conference for one thing, but from top to bottom, it's going to be a competitive league, especially with Kansas playing good now.
Yeah,
4-0. Yeah, they're killing it right now.
Now, we should point out that Kansas is in a 4-way tie for second in our Big 12 plus 4 power rankings.
We make lists.
We
not
make
as popular
lists
as
too.
you.
There you go. That's a good list.
So you can take a look at our totally unbiased Big 12 plus 4
this
power
week we
rankings.
mailed it in, Boomer, because we couldn't figure out who the second best team in the Big 12 plus 4 was.
5-way tie for second.
So there's our graphic. What do you think? We got Oklahoma State as the best team in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
Because Oklahoma lost, otherwise they'd be
I agree.
We got BYU, Baylor, Kansas State, Oklahoma, Kansas tied for second.
We're not really sure who the second best team in the conference is.
What do you think?
I feel like we'll know who the second best team is on Saturday after Baylor and OSU play. OSU just hasn't played anybody yet.
Okay.
Baylor's been tested. I mean, they came up here, lost in a great game, but I mean, they went on the road to Iowa State.
Always tough.
Yeah. So right now, I think Baylor's the best team. But Oklahoma State has Spencer Sanders. He's been there for like 7 years now.
Lights out.
But their defense is not what it was last year. I mean, they've gotten gashed by Central Michigan and Arizona State. So we'll see.
Baylor is the best team.
I think Baylor's the best team.
That would be the best possible thing for BYU, because win, right?
Oh, win over.
Because
if they win the Big 12 again.
Yes, we hope Baylor's in the top 3 in the league, so that win just matters. Although, unless BYU only has 1 loss, it's whatever. BYU's going to whateverbowl.com.
Yeah. I'd like to see if BYU wins out, they should definitely be in the New Year's Six Bowl.
It'd be nice. There's only 1 at large this year.
Yeah.
Because of the bowl rotation with Peach and Cotton. So
what I did know is that
tough.
BYU is technically not a group of 5 school.
Correct.
So they would not get that top group of 5. I did not know that until this year. So that's
BYU chose to be in its own space like Notre Dame, although Notre Dame has exceptions that BYU does not. So yeah. Next year that's not an issue.
Yeah. No.
But also next year BYU's going to play 10 Power 5s for the first time.
There'll be plenty of opportunity, to go and prove it next year. Not to say that there is an opportunity this year with Notre Dame and Arkansas still looming, but first Utah State. So why the Utah State game for you as your first experience in Utah?
Well, I was going to go to the Baylor game, but it's hard for me because I'm watching all the games. It's just easier for me to get up here for like a Thursday night game. I had to get up to Provo for a game. And I thought, going into the season, I thought Utah State would be a pretty decent opponent for BYU, but they've, fallen off a cliff this season. So, I mean, it's a in-state rivalry, and, I had to get up here and check out Provo.
Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad that you have now been officially welcomed into BYU Sports Nation.
Yeah.
And we'll call you whatever you want us to call you. We can call you John Whitaker, or we can just keep calling you Big Game Boomer.
Big Game Boomer, BGB. Boomer. Yeah, that's what everyone. Yeah, when I do spaces and stuff like on Twitter, everyone calls me BGB.
I love it.
It's wild,
That's
man.
Great.
It's wild.
Fantastic. Hey, enjoy your time.
Yeah.
And hopefully you have a great experience at the game tonight.
Awesome. Yeah. Appreciate y'all for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
You got it.
Okay.